You good with Twitter and stuff too?
Yep, all good. We're rolling, man.
Awesome.
What is up, everybody? It's Friday and it's March.
Yeah, first day of March.
We're this much closer to spring, so
Yeah.
and we're just a shade over a week away from daylight savings time starting back up here in the United States for those people who do celebrate it here. So about to get an hour of daylight back, which would be nice.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, you don't really give a shit because you work nights anyway. But
yeah. Yeah. I'd rather have the less daylight, so it didn't come through my curtains. So.
That's true. That is true.
But look,
I do know what that's like. I have worked third shift before, so I do know what that's like. But
our room's dark. Our room's totally black anyway. It ain't gonna be through there. I'm just
yeah.
So, just welcome everybody to the normal setup here this week. If you missed last week's episode, we had Hero and the Horror on.
Sam, Dean, and Phil.
Yeah, pretty cool band. Good little discussion there. I am having problems uploading it for some fucking reason. I like edited it, and then like when I tried to upload it, he's telling me, giving me errors. So I'm still playing with that. So yeah, I've been doing that. I started tweaking it on Tuesday or Wednesday.
I got you.
Messing with it, but yeah. So still trying to get that. Hopefully, I have it going by the weekend. So
yeah, all right. Aloha, Amy.
Definitely got to get it going this week because I'm gonna be on vacation next week. So
yeah, vacation.
Cool. So I guess we can crank right into this thing. There wasn't a whole lot of birthdays to get to, so we can definitely.
Yeah, not really.
I had a couple of stories I had saved out that just dropped today, so we can kind of go through that too.
Oh, that'll work. Well, and we also need to have you recap the concert from the other night.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, so I forgot the old dope shirt on.
I was about to say, but new addition to the wardrobe there.
So yeah, I did see Seven Dust,
Static X and
Dope. And they were opened up by Lines of Loyalty, which I wasn't very familiar with that band, but that's definitely another band I'm going to start checking out.
Nice.
Pretty good stuff. So I didn't get to see a lot of them because I was eating next door, so.
Okay.
So by the time that we got over there, they had like 2 songs left or something, I think. So anyway, definitely, man, if you guys can check that. So Nashville was the final stop on this leg. So when they start the new leg up, if it's in your town, you got to hit that up. And the Static X show just by itself is worth the price of admission, man. It was crazy good. They had bubbles with smoke inside of them. I've never seen that before. Like the bubbles were popping and it was like a smoke just came out of them. I'm like, what the fuck? It's some very strange thing. Which I mean, a lot of people that's into like stage crews and stuff are probably like, oh man, we've been doing it for years, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, right.
So you know what I mean? Like I've never like actually seen one pop and smoke come out of it.
Yeah, it's all a matter of perspective. And the funny thing is the Static X thing. Obviously, Wayne's been gone for a while,
Right.
And a lot of people when Static X started back up with the remaining original members, everybody was all pissy about it. It was like, how can you do this to Wayne because Wayne's not here? Kind of the same thing, like all like the same kind of shit that Phil and Rex were getting when they got Pantera back together and everything else. And even the people who are talking about Slayer's like, oh, it's not Slayer without Jeff and Dave. Well, no, that's not true because Gary Holt, Phil, Paul were, they were part of Slayer for a while. So, I mean, you're never going to make people happy, but Edsel Dope, spoiler alert, if you haven't figured it out by now that Edsel Dope is actually zero, but they're doing justice in a very respectful way to Wayne's legacy with this.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The same thing they're doing with Vinny and Dime, the same thing that they're going to do with Jeff Hanneman on the Slayer tour. or not. It's not the Slayer tour. Sorry, it's not a tour. The festival dates. So I got to get it right, or else I don't want to piss the internet off. Or they're not going to tour. So I mean, which they're not. But I mean, the internet never forgets. So yeah, the festival appearances. It's all these guys are professional. They've been doing this shit a long time. Slayer's been doing this forever. Rex and Phil have been doing this forever. The remaining guy that Edsel Dope's been doing this forever in more than one band. So I mean, it's all done in respect. That's all it's done for.
Yeah, you can definitely tell it's Essel once he starts talking and stuff, even with the mask on. You're like, yeah, you can tell it's Essel. It's I mean, I don't care either way.
No, I don't care.
My thing is Tony. Tony's kept that band going after the fact.
Sure.
So I mean, kudos to him for doing so. I mean, what are they supposed to do? Just because Wayne died, they just don't eat no fucking more? Like, what the fuck?
Right.
I guess we're just not eating.
And then that's another thing that gets me. Like, one member of the group, either like one member, passes away, or one member like moves on, whatever the reason. The other guys in the band aren't allowed to play the music they were a part of anymore. I don't understand. I don't understand that rationale.
I don't.
Whether it's Kerry King, whether it's Phil and Rex, it doesn't matter. A band is like the sum of its parts.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't the remaining parts play the music that they played with the guy that passed away? It's always unfortunate when somebody passes away. Of course, it is. No matter, it's like if people would have said, "Oh well, Slipknot's got to stop because Joey Jordison and Paul Gray have died." That wouldn't make any sense at all. It would make no sense. Same thing with, we all wish Jeff Hanneman and Wayne and Vinny and Dime. We wish they were all still here. They were all taken away way too young. Absolutely way too young. I mean, hell,
I don't think Wayne would look at these shows though and be like, "I can't believe they're fucking doing it." I mean,
no.
I think he would be proud of, "Hey, this is my product," and they're still carrying it on after I'm gone.
Mm-hmm. I think yeah, I think Jeff Hanneman would feel the same way, and I think Dime would feel the same way, and Vinny would probably be lukewarm about it. Let's be honest, but.
They said they opened up his casket recently and there was claw marks on the top. So I mean, I don't know what that means. I'm just kidding.
No, but I still think Vinny would have at least understood.
Honestly, by this point, Vinny and Phil were on speaking terms. I mean, they weren't like buddies, but as far as I was told, they were on speaking terms. So who knows? Like in the last 4 years, if it would have been, it probably would have led up to this anyway. I would imagine that this was talked about before Vinny died. I would not doubt that at all.
Well, I have a hard time believing it. The topic wasn't at least brought up at some point.
That's what I'm saying. I'm sure it's like, hey man, you think we can sweep this under the rug and go tour and I'm sure Phil said, hey, you think we can just go tour and give the younger generation some of Pantera, in honor of Dime, and now it's in honor of Dime and Vinny. So,
right.
Unfortunately, so
yeah. On a side note, if you're having a beef with somebody, squash that shit before you're not able to.
Right.
I mean, just as an aside, life is too short to hold a grudge against somebody, especially if it was somebody you were friends with for a long time. Get together, hash it out. Even if you can't be like friends moving forward or whatever, don't have any regrets. Get together and at least talk it out. So I mean, like I say, that's kind of as an aside, but I mean, before you run out of time, just talk to somebody.
You never know, man. Like, what's
never know.
Happen, so.
Yeah, you never know.
People, we've had a couple of, I've had a couple of people, wrestlers I watched growing up pass away this week. So I mean, it's kind of it's just part of life. Unfortunately, one was 80, one was 60, one was 81, one was 61.
61,
so, I mean,
yeah.
So I mean, it's a 20-year difference, but they still died within the same week. So you just don't know. First off, fuck cancer. Cancer doesn't pick an age. So
no, it doesn't.
There's, and we know that there's children at a hospital near us that full of cancer patients that are children. So unfortunately, that's just horrible. But, Anyway,
Well, I mean, children with cancer is just total bullshit. I mean, there's no justification for that at all. But
yeah. Anyway,
yeah,
now that we brought everybody down,
yeah. Not now that we
uh, that's the end of the show, guys. See you next week.
yeah, it got dark.
uh, oh, man. But yeah, it was definitely a cool show. Seven Dust. They had some microphone problems in the beginning, but it worked out like third song, so it was all good. But it wasn't really like it was an issue. I think they had him too low.
Oh, okay.
That makes so. I mean, you could hear him still, but it sounded like he was more bass. So I don't know if they messed some of the EQs up for the
might have
microphone or what. But they worked it out by the third song. So
well, that's good.
Kudos to them for that.
So was it like I can't remember the name of the first band, but was it that first band and then Dope,
Yeah,
Seven Dust, and then Static X?
Yeah,
okay. I just wasn't sure how the bill was going to progress.
Yeah, I think maybe they did that in preparation to give Edsel a little time to recoup. So
Sure.
I imagine if he just went straight from 1 to 1, he'd have been like, you know what, dude, I can't do this.
Right.
Because I mean, you're talking an hour of Dope and then an hour and 45 of Static X. So I mean, it's kind of like a little much. I mean, kudos to him for doing that. By the way, I mean that's fucking amazing that you can put on 3-hour shows every fucking night.
And Ed's, Dope, and Edsel Dope in particular. But I mean, Edsel and his group Dope, they're super duper underrated. I think they always.
I do too. Yeah, I think
they've been around for a long time, and I've been a fan of theirs for quite a while.
There'll be another band we talk about later on too that I think is way underrated, but I'm gonna wait and see if you bring it up during the touring section. So
okay, all right. Well, we'll see.
So
all right.
Anyway, let's crank into some birthdays here. I didn't have a lot this week, so definitely not as many as last week. Because I was like, man, last week's show would have been great because I had probably 30 birthdays on that. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
I was like, how many people were born on the 15th of February?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ. I don't remember what day it was, but there was a day in there. It was just like, damn, I just kept writing names.
Yeah.
Anyway, from February 24th through March the 1st, which is today, February 24th, we had Derek St. Holmes, guitarist and vocalist for the 10-digit band from 75 to 78, and then again from 2011 to 2014. We had Chris Fine for percussionist for Slipknot from 1998 to 2019. We had Eric Griffin, guitarist for Jenna Torturers, and the bassist for Murder Dolls.
Oh, okay. All right.
So these are two different bands. Guitarist for one, bassist for another. Then we had, and I don't know if I should probably get this last name. I'll say Shinya Terachi, drummer for Dirt and Gray. Always the Japanese names. It's always kind of like,
Yep.
Of course, we have a lot of those names, especially over in the Finnish and Swedish area.
Yes, we do.
February 25th, we had Sarah Jezebel, which is the vocalist for was the vocalist for Cradle of Filth from 1994 to 2008, and then Anctoria from 2001 to 2011. Then February 26th, we had Tim Comerford, bass player for Rage Against the Machine. February 27th, we had Adrian Smith, guitarist for Iron Maiden. February 28th, we had Courtney Plant, vocalist for Spirit Box. February 29th, which is here, of course, this year. So Jeff Nichols, keyboardist for Black Sabbath from 1980 to 2013. Unfortunately, passed away in 2017. And then we had Dave Williams, vocalist for Drowning Pool, who unfortunately passed away in 2002. And then we had Irene Petito, vocalist for MVP. And then March 1st, we had Robert James Alfuso, or Rob Alfuso as we know him, for drummer for Skid Row. That's all I could dig up. Loudwire hasn't posted their March birthdays yet, so I don't know if there was any extra ones on that I can't find on my usual site. So
yeah, well that's all right. I mean,
can't see anything that I didn't. But.
No, I didn't. I didn't see any. I didn't see any out of the ordinary there. But yeah, I mean, not every week is going to have 20 or 30 names on it. It happens sometimes. So, but yeah, so happy birthday to everybody out there.
To make it worse, that Dave Williams died so young, he was actually 7. So.
Yep. Yeah. Yes, he was.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was weird at work yesterday, you know, with it being the 29th, signing all of the paperwork for all of our shipments to 29. It's like, God, this doesn't feel it's weird. It doesn't feel
Well,
right.
because you're only doing it once every 4 years, so
Yeah. So it was very strange. It was goofy.
Then I know we had a guest last week, so I didn't get to bring it up. But me and my wife did celebrate a 24-year wedding anniversary on the 26th of February, so that
Hell
was
yes.
last week. So
happy anniversary
kind
to
of
you
the
guys.
reason we're going on vacation next week was we pushed it a little bit.
That's all right. I mean, hell, Angela and I didn't go on our honeymoon until like a month after we got married. So I mean, it happens sometimes.
I went on a honeymoon on my second anniversary.
Oh, see, hey, there you go.
Yeah,
It's I actually think that's kind of I think people going right from the wedding venue right into a honeymoon. I think that's actually kind of I don't think that's actually the norm too much anymore. I think people gotta like schedule stuff like that around their everyday lives and stuff like that. So
right. Thank you, Amy, for that.
hell yeah, very nice.
I don't want to give into too much detail with this because it's something we kind of just heard about. But we got some friends of ours in the local metal scene here. One of the members in the band, Paul, lost his. Was they married or was they just living together? I can't remember what it says. So.
Hang on a second. Let me look. Hold on.
I just don't want to put out
Yeah.
any false info there. So.
It was his wife.
It was his wife. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah. So one of the members there, actually the vocalist for Paul, lost his wife in a horrible car accident this week. So we want to give our thoughts and prayers out to that the band and the families and friends for them. So
yeah, it was
very horrible. Young too. I think
she was. Yeah, it was Wednesday night, and she was 25.
Yeah, so definitely too young. So, yeah, it's crazy to think about. Like we know those guys pretty good. Like I've kind of of he's actually caught a lift with us back to Columbia from the 404 bar before, so where they were doing a show and I was there. So and then I don't remember, one of the guys was going to like go. He lived in Nashville. Was going to take him home. I said, "Hell, I already live in Columbia. He can ride with me."
Right? Yeah.
Hell, ain't no sense you going out of your way or whatever. So,
I mean, it's good to have somebody who's willing to do that for you. But right. I mean, you were literally just I'm going that way. So,
I mean, it just didn't make sense to have somebody drive an hour out of their way. Well, actually, 2 hours should be an hour there, an hour back out of their way.
Right?
To take somebody home that I was already on my way to go there, anyways. And then, of course, my wife went to school with one of the guitar bass player. Maybe I can't remember what plays in the band. But
it's a small world, man.
It is. It really is. None of that stuff even came to mind until that came out. And I'm just like, wow, dude, this is great. Because all the memories kind of rush back when you hear stuff like that. And you're just like, oh, man, I remember when this is like, oh, damn, I had actually forgot about that until we just started talking. So it's kind of crazy the stuff you do and unfortunately don't think about until something tragic happens. And that's what we was talking about this the other day too. I don't know how many people out there actually have family reunions and stuff anymore. So you don't hear people do a lot of that stuff like they used to. Like I grew up, we went to one every year when I was a teenager, but it seems like after grandparents and the older generation kind of passed on, the next generation didn't pick it up.
I don't think I've ever been to a family reunion.
Really?
On either side, on my mom or my dad's side. I mean, Amy can speak to, to our side, but not. I don't recall a formal family reunion. I mean, we've had plenty of get-togethers. Don't get me wrong, like Thanksgiving and Christmas and stuff like that. But I mean, as far as everyone coming into town, yes, Amy, never had. So no, so.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's something that we were talking about. Me and a cousin of mine were talking about the other day when I sent them in the store. And they were just like, yeah, we haven't done that in a while. We need to do that. I was like, yeah, we kind of do.
Yeah.
I guess we can go into some news of the week. There's a lot of it out there. So
we're gonna start off this week with one that is really, really odd.
This one is mine.
Well, I don't know. We'll see. But starting off over at the PRP this week, A Nashville hardcore outfit by the name of Llorona recently told quite the tale regarding the firing of their vocalist Diego. The group explained the dismissal via a notes post shared in the stories of the band's Instagram last week. In it, they accused Diego of having secretly been dosing one of the band members, Six, with estrogen, essentially forcing a several-month transition onto him. According to the since-deleted post, Diego had allegedly been seeking to weaken Six in hopes of ultimately winning over Six's significant other. The statement itself reads as follows. Quote, we have decided to part ways with our vocalist Diego due to admission of very disturbing and concerning behavior towards one of our band members and their partner. He has admitted to being obsessed with said partner and has been attempting to sabotage their relationship by cutting pre-workout he frequently gifts from his job with high amounts of estrogen in them. He has been attempting to force a transition onto him for the last 5 months in hopes that would give him the opportunity to swoop in once he looks stronger and more manly in comparison. Stupid caveman mindset that makes zero sense. This tampering has caused confusion and thousands of dollars in medical bills the past months trying to figure out what's wrong. He would not know any of this unless Diego had gotten way too intoxicated and ousted himself and then stated in admission to all of this via text. There are many more disgusting details that have been left out for the sake of privacy and general censorship. As for Diego's response, it cannot be further from the truth on the supplement side of things. The only sealed products he would provide were proteins, but the other products were always unsealed because they were tossed at his job if they couldn't sell it, hence why it was free. He also has easy access to steroids and hormones because of his gym practices. I am going to be seeing an endocrinologist over the next few months to track my hormonal fluctuations to see if my estrogen levels are extremely heightened and go back to normal over time. I have had physical changes from the hormones besides stomach ulcers, weight loss, and muscle fatigue that I will not get into, as well as notable mental changes. I will also be getting the last batch of pre-workout he gave me tested for estrogen. I have about 2 to 3 full cups of it left. He will not pass off what he admitted to as a joke or confusion, even in his state of drunkenness. What he did is disgusting and has had an immense negative effect on my life. So apparently they didn't really mark that too well. Apparently it went right in from the band's statement to Six's statement on the whole thing. I didn't pick up on it right away. So that's two different quotes. That's my bad. Screen caps of texts allegedly shared by Diego admitting to the scheme were published, including, quote, I was really drunk and told Six and his fiance that I was obsessed with her and had a deep hatred for Six and gave Six estrogen and get an edge up on him, end quote. So yeah, that's interesting to say the least.
Fucked up.
And yeah, Amy, I think that's probably going to be leading to some charges.
It should.
I don't see. I mean, assault charges. I mean, reckless endangerment. I mean, I don't know what you would.
Probably.
I don't know what you would charge him with. There's got to be something. Yeah, I know deep hatred. I mean, where does that come from? I mean, so even with all of this, everything that I just read, I seriously doubt that this is the last we'll hear of it. I mean, it just so happens it's a local band here,
right,
in Nashville.
Crazy.
So yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to go on with this going forward. So I mean,
he didn't work with you, did he?
Well, yeah. You know what? You know what? When I
first you started looking, it's like,
well, see, that's the thing is when I saw the story, and I know I've mentioned it before, but I have a coworker who's in a heavy metal band too, and I showed him the story, and he actually asked the same thing. Is like that guy. He asked the same thing you did. Is like, this motherfucker doesn't work here, does he? Is like, not as far as I know. I have no idea. So, evening, Dana. But so no, he probably works at GNC or Vitamin Shop or something like that.
Yeah,
not trying to get those two stores in trouble, because I mean they're just the company that sells it. I mean, what people do with it after the fact is not on.
Well, yeah, you can't control.
It's not on the store. So, but I have no idea. But
well,
we do manufacture pre-workouts and all that kind of stuff. I mean, we have all kind of stuff we make. We have proteins. We have pre-workouts. We have stuff with melatonin in it. We have stuff with we have stuff for menopause. So I mean, there's all sorts of different stuff that we make where I work. So and no telling.
Crazy. All right. Well, mine's not as wild as that, but it is a little strange. This one over from Metal Hammer. Al Jurgensen has more than a few tales
Oh
of
yeah.
disaster and debauchery to share. Frontman of Industrial Metal Legends Ministry for over 40 years, Jurgensen's battle with substance abuse has been well documented over the years, and he contributed to several brushes with death, with 2 overdoses and an exploding stomach ulcer causing his heart to stop in 2010. In a new in-depth interview with The Guardian, the frontman had reflected on one of the more bizarre instances of his life, stemming from an incident where he had to have a toe amputated after stepping on a hypodermic needle. Quote, a buddy of mine, James Edition guitarist Dave Navarro, offered me $20,000 for the toe, he tells Guardian. He's always waiting for body parts to fall off because he collects curios. I had to inform him that my doctors would not give me the toe back, end quote. So, uh, how would you feel just being out, seeing somebody, hey man, you still got that toe?
Right. Hey,
What the
so yeah.
fuck?
Yeah, so
Oh
yeah,
man.
about that toe.
That's crazy as hell. Dave
But I mean,
Navarro is a
but I mean,
strange bird anyway. So.
but I mean, if I'm being 100% honest here, if I had a body part, like especially if it's a toe, if it's a toe, and like the doctor's like, yeah, we have to amputate this, and I'm gonna lose it. Someone wants to give me 20K for it. It's like, boom, I got 9 toes and 20 grand.
Right there you go. Yeah. Just,
I mean, if I'm being 100% honest, I'm.
20, hey, I'm gonna give you 20,000 for that toe.
I'd be like, sold. Yeah, 20K for a toe. Yeah, I'm good.
Hey, he's probably got some search pulled up on his Google every day. With, uh, anybody famous lose a body part? You know?
Hey, you know what?
uh,
Yeah.
True.
Who knows? Dale. There might be something on eBay or Craigslist.
Shit, I wouldn't
If
doubt
Craigslist
it.
is even still around, I don't even know if Craigslist is still around.
Oh yeah, it's
But
still around.
is it? Okay. Well,
I don't know how often anybody uses it anymore.
right. Well,
Because
I don't know.
it kind of got overrun with a bunch of you know fake people and shit like
Yeah,
that. So,
bots and everything else. Yeah.
well, that and then I know like I remember reading a story where somebody went to meet somebody for uh, some something they bought out there or whatever, and they wound up getting like mugged when they got there by 2 people. So,
Oh yeah.
so I mean, it's like it's weird shit, man.
Oh yeah.
So, but I think a lot of people kind of swayed from that and went to more local marketplaces and stuff on Facebook and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hell, even then, I'm sure there's no guarantees. But
Right.
yeah.
Al Jurgensen toe, 20 grand or best offer.
Oh yeah. No low ball offers. He knows what he has.
Yeah. Yeah. I can get him to autograph it too, man. Oh man.
You've ever seen that? You've seen that movie, The Big Lebowski, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I can get you a toe in 3 hours with nail polish.
Uh,
Sold himself.
oh man.
You could have done better, Dana.
Yeah.
All right, moving over to Metal Injection for the next one, and this is one that's kind of evolved a little bit since I first pulled this story. And Jason, I think you even posted it on the Facebook group at some point during the week too. Sepultura is having a really interesting 2024. The band recently announced they'd embark on one final world tour before calling it quits, but not before undergoing a major lineup change. Sepultura has just announced that longtime drummer Eloy Casagrande has left the band and will be replaced by Grayson Nekrutman of Suicidal Tendencies. Quote, welcome Grayson Nekrutman to Sepultura, who replaces Eloy Casagrande, who has decided to leave Sepultura, wrote the band. Grayson's first shows with us starts March 1st, tonight, as we kick off the Celebrating Life Through Death farewell tour. Sepultura elaborated on the situation, saying that Casagrande left the band to pursue, quote-unquote, another project. On a completely editorial note, anyone else get the feeling that maybe Slipknot is about to announce a new drummer? Sepultura also notes in their statement that they were taken by surprise and go on to say that Casagrande abandoned everything related to Sepultura, so maybe not the friendliest of splits. Sepultura wrote in their statement, quote, the Celebrating Life Through Death tour, a farewell tour over the next 18 months that will celebrate the band's 40th anniversary and also its farewell to the stage. Beginning of December, the group clearly defined the intention at the announcement. It is a conscious and planned death. As poetic as it sounds, a tour of this magnitude took nearly a year of preparing and planning, which would require a lot of commitment, ethics, and loyalty to their fans, as well as respecting for the band's history, something that is clearly a priority to Andreas Kisser, Derek Green, and Paulo Zisto. However, on February 6th, a few days prior to the first rehearsal, drummer Eloy Casagrande informed the band that he was leaving Sepultura to pursue a career in another project. The band were taken by surprise without prior warning. He immediately left the band, abandoning everything related to Sepultura. Luckily, American virtuoso Grayson Krutman will take the position of Eloy and is welcomed as the band's new drummer for the Celebrating Life Through Death farewell tour. Grayson comments, quote, "Today I express my heartfelt gratitude for the incredible opportunity to join the legendary ranks of Sepultura for their farewell tour. To contribute to this legacy is a privilege that fills me with both honor and excitement. Sepultura's fearless approach to exploring new territories in the metal sphere is something that I have always admired." You didn't capitalize an I in this story there, guys. I have always admired and strived to emulate in my own musical endeavors. I am eagerly looking forward to adding my own spirit and passion to the mix, to connecting with the fans who have supported the band through its evolution, and to electrifying experiences we'll create together on stage. Here's to the new chapters we'll write together, to the stages we'll conquer, and to the powerful music we'll unleash upon the world. End quote. So there we go. And the tour did start tonight, March 1st, in Belo Horizonte, Brazil, and it goes through. Well, the first leg goes through September 6th. So
Did it say who? Did it say who replaced him for the tours?
yeah, that dude Grayson Krutman from Suicidal Tendencies
That's right. That's right.
is replacing Eloy Casagrande.
You'll see why I get so confused about what went on this week in just a second. Because there's about 4 of these stories out there right now.
Alrighty, all right.
So,
Well, then that's just the tip of the iceberg, then. So
yeah. My first was over from Metal Sucks. Vocalist and bassist Paolo Rossi has left Italian metal band Flesh God Apocalypse after nearly 20 years with the band. In an official statement posted on their Instagram, they said Rossi was leaving to refocus his life on other priorities. Quote, "We never thought this moment would come, but after 20 years of friendship and collaboration, Paolo decided to change his life's path and take a step back from the band. The pandemic turned out being an extremely tough challenge for everyone, especially musicians. After trying everything possible to cling to the music business without shortcuts, Paolo found another job that, although outside our field, was a great opportunity for him and granted stability during those turbulent times. When life started getting back to normal, allowing us to play live shows again, we encountered many difficulties in making his new commitments coexist with our touring schedule. Paolo tried really hard for over a year to make this happen, even involving temporary replacements with Ludovico Ciaffi from Delane, who we thank a lot for his help. But unfortunately, these were not the necessary conditions to make it all work. Therefore, he took the tough decision to step down from his role in Flesh God Apocalypse. He will always remain part of our family. Moving forward, the band will remain as a 5-piece unit, with Francesco taking on bass duties and Veronica now handling all clean vocals. That would be kind of interesting. We support his decision and we invite you all to join us in wishing him and the family all the best. As a last gift to our fans, we decided to portrait this transition with a piece of art through the capable hands of visionary Italian photographer Francesco Esposito, who created the masterpiece you can see there on the site. Paolo will always be with us. We wouldn't be where we stand today without his contribution. Thank you for all your constant love and support. See you on the road. From Francesco, Veronica, Paolo, Francesco. There was 2 Francescos in the band. Okay. Fabio and Eugene. Of course, that's what. Yeah. Okay. Just making sure I was reading it right. Maybe they wrote Francesco twice accidentally, but no, that's the 5-piece. Okay. I'm not familiar with the band members of Flesh God Apocalypse. So.
right, yeah.
So needless to say, good for him, I guess, for finding something that he's kind of feeling, more stress free about.
Right, yeah. I mean, sometimes you just have to make those decisions. Sometimes you really do. I mean, even if it's giving up something you've been a part of for a while. I mean, sometimes you just have to take a step back. I mean, we've read articles about that quite a bit over the last couple of years, where people are just like I need to step back and focus and just reset or whatever it is, for people's mental and physical health. I mean, sometimes you just got to do that. And then speaking of which, I found a story on the PRP that's got a statement from Eloy Casagrande on his exit. I'm going to read that real quick
Oh yeah,
before I
yeah, oh, yeah. Go
into
ahead.
my next story. Quote, I would like to announce my departure from Sepultura. Being part of the biggest Brazilian metal band was one of the best experiences of my life. I just want to thank the band and crew members. It was a story of almost 13 years in which I had the opportunity to learn and contribute with every song, show, and recording. These were years of great dedication, intensity, and commitment. We did 3 studio albums, very well received by the critics, countless shows on 5 continents, and a lot of stories to tell. So first of all, I reiterate my thanks to Sepultura and the fans for everything we've been through. Maybe for the band's fans, it doesn't make sense at this point, but decisions needed to be made thinking about new cycles that will come. We are made of choices and they are not always easy. My departure will never erase my respect and gratitude to the band. There is a lot to come and I hope to continue making a lot of music and art. See you on the road, end quote. So, just quick and to the point, basically. Nothing super duper drawn out, but I mean, we kind of got the band statement, so figure we would
Well, yeah.
give Eloy's side of things. So
You got any more band departures to talk about?
No, I do not.
Okay. I'm gonna hit these two up while we're talking.
Okay,
about
yeah,
that,
go for it.
because it's just I think you posted this one about Edema.
Yes.
They parted ways with their latest singer Ryan
Yes,
Shuck,
I did.
who
Yes,
joined
I
the
did.
group in 2019. On February 27th, Shuck released the following statement via his social media: "My time in Edema has abruptly come to an end. I want to thank the friends and fans who supported us during my time in the band with 4 years and hundreds of shows and 2 successful singles. I'm beyond grateful for you. I will not be joining the band for the upcoming Josie Scott tour or any of the festivals we have booked so far this year. I'll see many of you on the Neon Moon Chronicles tour with Julian K and Priest in September morning in April. Once again, thank you to any Edema fans that supported us and accepted me as a singer for the band. I will forever appreciate you." Well, short time later, the remaining members of Edema, Tim Flucky on guitars, Dave DeRue, bassist, Chris Coles on drums, and Mike Ransom, rhythm guitarist, posted the following message on social media. Quote, "Edema has made the decision to move forward without Ryan Shuck. Our plans to continue indefinitely as a 4-piece. We sincerely wish Ryan all the best in the future. We want you to know that in no way will this hinder or impede any of our current or future plans, and that the ultimate deciding factor in our decision was what was best for you, the fans." Quote, so, it says, "Thanks for understanding and we can't wait to see you on the road this summer." Not sure. Like, it really didn't say there was any issues or anything like that. They just split. So,
Yeah.
Of course, I think he had been in the band at one other point too, and left and then came back. So, if I remember right. So, yeah, like I thought Jonathan Davis's brother still sung for the band. I didn't even know. Like,
Yeah.
uh, uh, Chavez was his name, I think.
Hell, I don't remember.
Marky Chavez. I think
I
that
don't
was
remember what
yeah.
the hell his brother's name is at this point. I'd have to look it up. I can't remember now, but I don't know what the timeline was.
I know they said in 2022 there wasn't ever a chance they would ever work with him again. So not sure why, but
Sounds like he burned a bridge.
I mean maybe, but I mean it, honestly, Adema's not been the same since he's left. So that's just my opinion. But
No.
of course, I'm just one person. So I'm not the people that go out and buy concert tickets to see Adema. So.
Well, that's true.
It says he left in 2004 due to creative differences. But like I said, that was he's a half brother of Jonathan Davis, but still, I mean, you could tell like the similarities between the vocals between him and Jonathan very well. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was one I was going to tell you, and then the other one was just came out today. Actually, says Born of Osiris's keyboardist Joe Burris has quit the band. Burris played for Born of Osiris between 2003 and 2024, back when the band was known as both Diminished and Your Heart Engraved. Burroughs cites personal growth and aspirations as his reason for leaving the band. Born of Osiris has yet named a replacement for Boris, despite their impeding tour dates. They did put a social media message that says, "Dear fans and supporters, after much contemplation and soul searching, I made the difficult decision to resign from Born of Osiris. The choice didn't come lightly, as being part of this band has been an incredible journey filled with unforgettable memories and experiences. However, as life progresses, so do our personal paths and aspirations. I believe it's time for me to explore new opportunities and avenues for growth, both personally and professionally. This decision was not made hastily, but rather with careful consideration and respect for the band and its future endeavors." Um, you know, put a WWE line in there, future endeavors.
Yeah, right.
I want to express my deepest gratitude to each and every one of you who has supported me and the band throughout the years. Your unwavering passion and dedication have meant the world to me, and I'm forever grateful for the love you have shown us. To my bandmates, thank you for being incredible collaborators and friends. The band we formed through music is something I will always cherish, and I wish you nothing but continued success and fulfillment in your future endeavors. While this may mark the end of my chapter with Born of Osiris, I'm excited about what the future holds for the new opportunities that await. Thank you again for your endless support, and I hope our paths cross again in the future. With deepest gratitude, Joe Burris. End quote. Born of Osiris also coming in saying, "We would like to thank Joe for sharing his undeniable talent and charisma over the many years with Born of Osiris. His contribution to our music and performance is unmatched. From jamming in our parents' basement in high school to playing shows around the world together, we have made some amazing memories. As for the future of Born of Osiris, we will continue to operate with extreme passion. And as you can hear from our release yesterday, we have a lot of new music coming your way this year as well. We are wishing Joe the best in his endeavors." And I didn't pay attention to the new track to see if there was some keyboards in there. So I'm not sure if he was on the recording or not.
Mm.
So they did have a new release this week, which is on the playlist. So that was a lot of like just kind of out of nowhere stuff. I was like, oh wow, this is crazy.
Yeah, definitely a lot of lineup churn this week.
Yeah. And speaking of which, while we're talking about that, I reached out and talked to Anzillo again this week, and I don't know if you've seen the
I
messages
did,
back and forth,
I did see
but
that.
if anybody out in their area, Finland, right? That's what they're.
Finland. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. If anybody out in Finland knows a good drummer, send them their way, man. They need a good drummer. So
Yeah, they do.
it's definitely been a hard find from
Hmm.
what conversations we've had. It's very dense population there, so
Hmm.
there's not a lot of there's a lot of land, just not a lot of people.
Yeah. Even
uh,
if you're a Swedish drummer, they may not hold that against you.
yeah, they may not. Yeah, so yeah. I asked him. I said, "Hey, can people come from other countries?" He said, "Yeah, it's a little bit of a distance between us and other countries." So,
Yeah,
but I mean, you offer the person the right, job, they might move. So,
that's true.
and then Zulu is a great band too.
They
Like,
really
I
are.
hate that
That they're having such a hard time. Yeah.
yeah, it's frustrating.
Yeah. I hope it. I hope they find a drummer soon for obvious reasons because I don't want it to. I don't want it to hold them back or anything.
Right.
So
Yeah. Well, good news is one of the last found a bassist. So,
that is good.
um,
Yeah.
uh,
That is good. Oh, and speaking of new members, our friends Ash's Rain,
I was about to say, yeah,
they have a new drummer too. So
yeah, yeah. So I was about to mention that too.
so yeah.
They also just had another announcement today too.
Oh, did they? Oh, okay. All right. May want to check the connection on your headphones or something there. Getting some feedback there, bud.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I may have moved or something.
You're not holding your mouth right.
Yeah, that's what it is. Here's my.
Oh, speaking before I forget, want to give a want to say hello to let's see what was his name. I was talking to him on Instagram earlier.
Oh yeah.
Um, hang on a second. Shit, where did he go? Oh man, it sucks. I cannot remember the gentleman's name, but oh, there he is. Yep. I want to give a thank you to Kia Eshgi. He was
Hmm.
actually he was actually the producer for Hero and the Horror and
Oh, nice.
their new album Old Ghosts. He
Well, good job.
I was very that's what I said, but he shared he tagged us and shared the recent Metalhead Minute to his Instagram page because I mentioned it, you know, that we had them as a guest last week. So he liked the post, he shared it, and he and I were talking back and forth, and he said thanks, I said thanks, and told him congratulations and everything else. So Kia Eshki, want to give a shout out to you. So thank you for the quick chat earlier. We appreciate it. And thank you for sharing the Metalhead Minute. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Oh, Asher Drain said they announced their partnership with Rift Media Group.
Oh, yeah. I did see
Yeah,
that.
so they're
Big things coming up for them, man.
I tell you, dude. Like
Big things.
They hit 1,000 followers on Spotify.
Yep.
I mean, they're blowing up, man.
They're coming up, man.
Yeah, all thanks to Metalheads Unite. I'm just kidding.
Yep. They got that new single. The new single "Sever" came out last week. So
it's a great song.
It's a good song.
Yeah, this I don't know what they're working on, EP or LP, but either way, it's gonna be pretty. I think they said the label wants them to do an LP. So
yeah, I think so.
I think that's what we're gonna roll with.
Yeah,
definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah, but yeah, congratulations to them for all that new drummer.
It's all like
partnerships and all that.
Yeah, it's awesome to see like the bands we've had on the show go on and prosper
and
do big things. You know, I kid. You know, I probably we didn't have a lot to play in that, I'm sure, but if I know we have put the bands in front of some new listeners, so that's all we that's all we set out to do. So.
Yep. Like I say, we're trying to help out the best we can. How much of an impact? I mean, well, Jason's Mr. Impact, so but I mean, I don't know how much of an impact we're having or not. But I mean, if we're getting the bands that we have on the show, if we're getting them in front of any eyes and ears at all, then we're doing our job. So. All right, I'm going to move over to Blabbermouth for this next one. This one actually, this story isn't super duper long. I can probably get through it pretty quick. Amaze VR, the global leader in virtual reality concerts, if they do say so themselves, in partnership with Warner Records and rock band Avenged Sevenfold, have officially released the Avenged Sevenfold VR concert Looking Inside, exclusively available to Amaze VR concept app. The 26-minute VR concert features some of the band's iconic hits, Hail to the King and Nightmare, as well as new fan favorites from their latest Life is But a Dream album, Nobody, Death, and Mattel. Transcending the traditional boundaries of where artists and fans connect, Amaze VR's Avenged Sevenfold immersive VR concert Looking Inside raises the standards of one-to-one entertainment and innovation via photorealistic superimposition of live artist footage, VR, and custom visual effects and backgrounds. Amaze VR technology transports viewers to entirely new, extraordinary concert experiences. Quote, "We're giving Avenged Sevenfold fans a perfect moment frozen in time," said Steve Lee, Amaze VR CEO and co-founder. "Our technology allows app goers to preserve and experience the highest quality and detailed performance over and over again. We knew that Avenged Sevenfold was the perfect choice to debut our rock genre. They are constantly challenging the norm, experimenting with new technology, all to prioritize connecting with their fans." End quote. Fans are invited to embark on an existential odyssey with Avenged Sevenfold's perfectly curated dark dreamscape featuring unseen experimental angles that provide the closest ever look to the artist's instruments in a VR setting. The detailed showcase includes close-ups including Brooks Wackerman's drum set and 12 guitars, where Sinister Gates, Zachy Vengeance, and Johnny Christ bring out new guitars for each song. Quote, "Being able to combine the best aspects of what a live show and technology offers is what excites us the most about our VR concert, and what we've created with the two is pretty compelling," said M. Shadows of Avenged Sevenfold. "Lots of our fans already know the intricacies of our performances, but I think they're going to be blown away when they can get closer than ever before." End quote. New quote, "It's a really exciting time to be an artist, but also to be a fan," said Jackie Bransky, VP of Web3 and Innovation at Warner Records. "As the music industry continues to shift, Warner Records is always looking for new opportunities to bring our artists to the forefront of the technology space. We are excited to continue creating new immersive opportunities for fans that bring them one step closer to experiencing their favorite artists up close and personal. Amaze VR have been great partners in bringing this vision to life." End quote. Bringing the show to fans, Avenged Sevenfold will also be including their immersive concert experience into their VIP packages on the upcoming Life Is But a Dream North American tour kicking off March 6th. Fans will have the opportunity to view the band's performance of Mattel inside the VIP lounge. The addition of Avenged Sevenfold marks the first time Amaze VR has partnered with a band and introduced a new genre, rock, to the Amaze VR Concerts app. Available for download on Apple Vision Pro and Meta App Lab, Avenged Sevenfold adds to the Amaze VR Concepts app calendar of artists including T-Pain, Megan Thee Stallion, Zara Larson, and Upsall. I barely know who those people are. Users can access one free song per artist and purchase the entire concert for the exclusive launch price of $12.99. Ticketmaster will add on the fees after the thing. I hope I'm kidding.
You're probably not.
Yeah. To find out more about Amaze VR along with upcoming concerts, visit amazevr.com. And then at the bottom of the story here on Blabbermouth's website, there is an embedded video that I have yet to watch. So if you want to watch that, I'm sure it's like a preview of the whole thing, but you're not going to obviously get the VR effect just by watching a YouTube video. So, but it might give you.
It's $12.99 and then a $9.99 Ticketmaster VR charge.
Probably. Probably.
You got to use their special glasses they send you or something.
Yeah, probably.
Goggles or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever they. Yeah. Goggles.
So yeah, I mean,
I've only seen VR stuff like one time. I did see like a crazy VR stuff is getting, man. It's like I seen a game the other day. It's funny what I know you probably seen some of the funny videos from that too, where some of the games are so realistic when you're in there. You kind of like react to it, you know, and the people were reacting to it and then walking into the fucking walls and doors.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
The one I seen though, dude had this big circle that he's able to walk and that's the controlling the character, you know, forward and backward or whatever. So he's on a round like a trampoline looking thing, but it's like it's plastic, of course, or couldn't hold him, but he's walking on it and doing all the turns and stuff.
Yeah, I have.
It looks pretty cool, but yeah, that's pretty. I don't know. It's like Avenged and Metallica and all these guys just find a way to reinvent ways to see their shows.
Yeah,
it's so good. Like during the pandemic, you know, there was nothing going on, and Metallica said, you know what, fuck that. We're going to go to drive-in. We're going to go do a live stream concert and send it to all the drive-in theaters across America. So, you know, and the tickets were probably just as much as going to the show, but
probably
they were. I mean, because we went and seen them, so.
Yeah,
I didn't pay for it, but we went.
And I mean, you know, I currently don't have like any capability of watching anything in VR, but I mean, $12.99 actually really doesn't sound too bad.
It doesn't, yeah. That's actually pretty reasonable, I would think. I mean, how you pay that for a month for seeing Peacock and don't get to watch half the stuff you want to watch? So. If you want to watch Avenged Sevenfold, you get to watch Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I guarantee it'll be cheaper than any concert ticket you go see, man. That's for sure. So
Yeah.
You're not gonna go see them live for $12.99. That's for sure.
No.
All right, my next story over from Metal Sucks. To many, it's instantly recognizable, whether gazing upon it from afar or up close and personal. Those of us lucky enough to be there remember where they were when they first saw it. It was just so bombastic, heavy, and oftentimes left us sore the next day. Motorhead concerts and frontman Lemmy Kilmister were a sight to behold. According to BBC News, Lemmy's likeness will be on display, standing tall and proud in the hometown of Burslem, England. The project was formally approved by the local council, giving the go-ahead on the construction of a nearly 7.5-foot bronze sculpture atop a nearly 10-foot plinth outside the town's marketplace. What a plinth is, I've never seen that before, but I imagine that's probably some kind of like a platform or something to put it on. Thanks to the efforts of sculptor Andy Edwards and ongoing crowdfunding effort, the statue will cost about $63,000 and will be made of Staffordshire clay. As for the plinth, it's originally going to be all black polished granite, but it will instead be sandstone to match the rest of the surrounding area. The plinth will also be designed to look like an overhanging stage with the Motorhead logo and details about Lemmy fashioned on its face. The approval came despite concerns from local police who worried the erection would be a magnet for good-natured but potentially incident-generating attention. Still, the police said they were fine with the project if some specs were changed to avoid any problems. Uh, what that way everyone could have something to remember as celebrated local sun. According to the GoFundMe description for the statue, the idea came about during the 2020 pandemic lockdowns. Quote, Mark Coran, commercial developer and owner of the Hard Days Night and Zimmerman's Bar in Stoke-on-Trent, began a search for a sculptor worthy of immortalizing his hero Lemmy during the lockdown of 2020. He found internationally renowned artist Andy Edwards, sculptor of the world famous Liverpool waterfront beetle statue fame, on his doorstep, also in Stoke-on-Trent. With their combined focus in one direction, a prime site has been agreed in the center of Lemmy's hometown, Burslem, directly in front of the iconic and historic town hall and its famed Gold Angel, and enthusiastic cross-party support from Stoke-on-Trent City Council given to the planning application. End quote. This will make yet another statue in honor of the late Lemmy. There's one up at one of his favorite bars, the Rainbow Bar and Grill in Los Angeles. Additionally, a Lemmy statue was built at Hellfest in France back in 2016 and eventually replaced with a bigger one 6 years later in 2022. And I'm sure it won't be the last. So,
yeah. Now, where did you get that story from again?
Metal Sucks.
Okay, because I love the headline. I love the headline. It says bronze Lemmy erection approved by hometown council.
Yeah, I was, yeah.
It's like I see what you did there.
Yeah. Luckily, we kind of filter through a lot of that, but
yeah, still funny as hell.
It is funny. I probably should have included that in the title.
Yeah, yeah. All right. I have two more stories. They're not current event stories, but they're stories that I haven't heard before.
Okay.
So I mean, so anybody out there, if they know these stories, you'll have to forgive me because, like I say, I saw these and I was like, holy shit, I didn't know that. So, all right, over at wearethepit.com, metal tours have a well-earned reputation for being the Wild West of live music adventures. For any band worth their salt, the road is paved with the kind of harrowing and hilarious collection of stories that you'd swear only happen in the movies, which is part of the reason why when we have guests, we like to hear them.
Right.
A titan of thrash since the beginning, Testament frontman Chuck Billy has seen more than his fair share of the bizarre, the brutal, and the downright insane. Still, one grisly incident involving Jack Daniels, an elevator, and Slayer stands out amidst the beer and blood-soaked memories of his life on the road. Chuck Billy is a stalwart of the scene, celebrated for his powerhouse vocals that have resonated with headbangers for decades. His history with Testament, charting extreme highs and lows, is the stuff of a well-crafted epic poem. But for all his time spanning the globe, there's one particular story that has passed into metal lore. Quote, there was a lot of drinking involved. It was Jack Daniels that night, Billy told Affliction, as reported by Ultimate Guitar. Me and Tom got wasted. I remember getting into the elevator, and it had this menu with glass. I don't know why, but it looked like it needed to be broken, so I punched it, and I cut my wrist open right here. Still got the big scar. I was bleeding all over the place. I went, you know what? Let's go downstairs to the bar. And I was bleeding. I remember just walking up to Jeff Hanneman and rubbing my blood over his blonde hair. So me and Tom ended up going to the hospital. Tom's barefooted. We're both wasted and in a hospital. There's a bunch of people. We're trying to get in. Of course, we're drunk. So we're like, where's the fucking doctor? Get over here. They were scared to get us in there, and they got us into the room. The doctor's shaking to get me stitched up, and Tom's like, come here, give me that. I'll stitch him up. Fuck, give me that thing. I used to be an ambulance driver. I'll just stitch him up. Come on. Tom just watered out there while the doctor was doing it. Chuck added, I could just hear him yelling out in the hallway, Satan rules your asshole. That one goes in the books as a pretty fucked up night. The image of thrash legends drunk and covered in blood seeking medical attention from a shocked physician while one of them screams about Satan borders on the surreal. This is just a slice of the sort of camaraderie and chaos that defines thrash at its best. It's a testament, pun intended, to the kind of family that the tight-knit metal community forms when faced with both the terror and hilarity of life on tour.
Wow, that's crazy. Man.
Yeah.
All right, I got one last story here over from Blabbermouth. This one was kind of a drop today too, so never heard of this disease or anything, so I thought it was kind of interesting to get this out here. I guess so. The new Merciful Fate basis, the Becky Baldwin, has opened up about her battle with prosopagnosia, a condition where her brain can't recognize faces or facial expressions in spite of having normal vision. This can make it hard for her to recognize the faces of familiar coworkers, friends, or even close loved ones. Although there are no comprehensive estimates of how prevalent face blindness is, some studies suggest that between 2% and 2.5% of the population is born with congenital prosopagnosia. Um, Earlier today, and it actually was today on Friday, March 1st, Becky took to her social media to write, uh, quote, face blindness affects about 1 in 50 people. At first, I noticed that I struggled understanding films when two actors had similar hair colors because I assumed I was seeing the same person every time. I thought I was just disinterested in Hollywood celebrities, and that's why I could rarely recognize anyone famous. But I guess over time, with the nature of my work, meeting a lot of people, and sometimes years between seeing them, I started to realize that this was a problem that I have that is much worse than other people around me. It is probably weird meeting me in person. You don't know what you're going to get. You might get a lot of vague questions where I'm desperately trying to place you. You might get a look of bewilderment, which I swear isn't a reflection on you. It's just me trying to process a situation that I'm terrible at. You might also get an over the top, friendly, and familiar attitude because I'm wondering if we've met a dozen times and I just can't get my brain to recognize you. And I don't like to come off as cold and disinterested, which is a criticism I get a lot. Or maybe I'll remember you and and it's totally fine. It doesn't mean I can't recognize anybody. It's just faces. So I might meet someone only once to remember the bass they played. So if I see them with that bass again, I know them. Sometimes I remember a unique makeup or a hairstyle or clothing. Of course, I can remember people I see regularly or celebrities or people I follow online if their faces come up a lot on my social media. However, if someone makes a big change in their appearance, it's really hard for me to adjust. Many times in my life, when people close to me have changed their style, my subconscious can't make sense of it. I feel myself missing someone who is still there, and it takes a while to settle into the fact that this isn't a completely new person I'm now hanging out with. So 1 in 50 people, that's like thousands of you guys following this page, but I've so rarely heard people talk about it. So I thought I'd share my experience and maybe some of you can relate and others can understand the real experience. Thanks for reading. Uh, and she hashtagged face blindness and prosopagnosia.
Yeah.
So that is crazy, man. Like
I
I've never heard of that diagnosis before.
no, me neither.
Like
That's
I
got
like I think all of us suffer a little bit of that. Be like, man, I know that from somewhere, but you know what I mean. But that's like what she's talking about is like that on the 100 level. So I mean,
right.
it's
Yeah.
it's
Well, that it's one thing to like see somebody like out in public and you're like, I've met that person somewhere
right,
before. I just can't remember where. But it's different. Like if I was to walk in the room and you're there and I'm like, do I know? And we've known each other for years. I'm like,
right,
do I
right.
know you?
Yeah, that would
Like
be
we've
kind of
known each. So
wild.
I mean that. Oh
Yeah.
man.
To
And
be
then
on
it's
tour, like she's talking about being on
right.
tour with people, like they have to play the same bass or she won't recognize who they are.
Yeah.
So
You think? You ever think she gets confused when she sees King Diamond without his fucking makeup on?
oh my god, probably. She's like, who the fuck are you?
Wait a minute. Yeah. Wait a minute. Wait. Do I know you? So that's
Yeah,
man. I mean,
Dana says he can relate too. So.
yeah. So I mean, man, that's got to be tough, man. And then
Well, that,
especially to have that condition, and then like she said, to see as many people as she does,
mhm,
because like she said, she may actually not know you from Adam, but in her brain, she's like, I may know you, but
mhm.
I'm not sure. So get your ass in here. So I mean, so I mean, not trying to joke about it at all. So, I mean, it's
No,
got to be hard. It's
yeah.
got
Well,
to
I
be
mean,
hard.
just imagine if like one of our band members decide, hey, I just want to cut my hair. And it's like
Yeah,
go to work. She's like, who the fuck are you? Like,
yeah,
why you got so and so's
yeah,
guitar? Like, what?
yeah. It's me, John. No, fuck off. Who are you? It's me, John. No, who the fuck are you? You know what I mean?
I cut my hair. Like, oh shit.
Yeah,
Uh, oh
yeah.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I've I've had that happen before too, Dana. So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I guess like my issue is like I'm like a jack of all trades, master of none. I really am that person. So I've done so much over with my life in so little time that I don't know where I know you from. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, where do I know you from?
Yeah.
You know, I have people on, you know, that on side message me on Facebook sometimes like, hey, it was good seeing you at wrestling the other night. And I'm just like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't remember who you were, but okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, that's the thing is, I mean, when there's, when there's a couple hundred, even if it's just a couple hundred people in a
right.
gymnasium, those faces are gonna blend together at some point. And and that's the thing is, it's no slam against anybody you come in contact with, but I mean,
Mhm.
the more people you come in contact with, especially the more people you actually have a conversation with,
Right.
at some point those faces are just going to blend together. But I mean, somebody like her who just has some just inborn
Mhm.
block that will just not let her.
Yeah, it's probably something in her nerves or
Yeah,
something.
so I mean, it's got to be difficult and frustrating at times, I'm sure.
So if anybody out there has met Becky Baldwin before, make sure you reiterate where you've seen her and, you know, kind of relive the moment for her. So,
Yeah.
so
And like she said in
it's
the
not, so it's not totally awkward. So,
yeah, and like she said in the story, I mean, don't kind of take it personally if she
right,
kind of
right.
like recoils a little bit or something. Is like,
Well,
kind of gives
I've even,
kind of gives you a little bit of the side eye because she's trying. So
you know, like okay, so I know I've got personal relationships with some bands. That's not, I don't say personal, but like non-points. For instance, I've met them so many times. Like if I see them, they're like, "Hey, man!" Like, yeah, they know, but they don't know. You know, so they
hmm
don't know my name for Jack, but they
yeah,
know my face and shit.
hmm
So that's what I'm saying. Like that's the difference between she can't do that.
yeah,
I mean, like it's different than seeing somebody and be like, I know you. I don't remember your name, but I don't expect you to because you fucking see 5,000 goddamn people.
You're all over the
Uh,
country and everything else,
yeah,
all over
yeah.
the
So
world.
I don't expect you to like know my damn name. I'm not that close to you, but you know,
Yeah,
but
you'll be like, hey, yeah,
it's even cool to be like, hey man, nice to see you again. They say that, and I was like,
mhm,
oh, that fucker remembers me. Like,
yeah,
don't know my name, but he remembered me.
yeah,
But I'm saying like she can't do that. If she sees you, she's just gonna be like, yeah, about that.
yeah, yeah,
You know, I just met you last year. I mean, okay, so
yeah. How many people have I seen in the
that
past?
means what? And that means what? I mean,
Yeah,
uh, but yeah, that's just totally horrible. Like to to be like we can sit here and joke about that, you know, about what we see and do when we see people and be like, oh yeah, and like some people I haven't seen since high school, but they remember. I must not have changed much since high school, obviously. So because they know exactly who I am, but I'm just like,
hmm
I don't fucking know you. I went
right,
to high school with you. Okay, and then they tell me their name. I'm like, what the fuck happened to you? You know, it's like, yeah, you know,
right.
but you know, he's like the fucking kid that was 80 pounds in sixth grade. Now he's like 300. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I mean, not saying anything bad about that. It's like a total, that's a big change. Like, you know, you can't recognize that, especially after all the years.
hmm
Age kind of comes into play too.
Yeah.
Then you see somebody that's, you know, a bigger, way bigger than you remember,
Right.
and older, and you're like, yeah, I don't.
Yeah. It's like no, yeah, it doesn't ring a bell. Yeah.
But I'm sure a lot of bands can go through a similarity to what we're talking about. Like I said, that's totally different than what she's going through. So,
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about, you know, people she probably eats dinner with, and she's just like, yeah, I don't, I don't know.
Yeah. Dana, take care, buddy.
All right, man, have a good one.
Have a good one, man. All right, my last story again over at We Are the Pit. Like I say, this isn't a current event story. It's a it's a story
Right,
story.
right, right.
All right. Did you know that Frankie Palmieri of Connecticut's Emure and Vincent Bennett of Massachusetts, the Acacia strain, once duked it out in a fist fight? It was back in 2009 at a show in Clifton Park, New York, that the two metalcore vocalists squared off with one another. According to a member from the Acacia strain, at the time this story was initially being reported on, quote, Frankie walked. Oh, shit, hang on. Hold on. Frankie walked out and sucker punched Vincent and got a hold of him and was punching him in the head, end quote. Speaking about this fight, Bennett said, quote, "We traded blows, that's it. We shook hands and ended it. As far as I'm concerned, the beef between us is done," end quote. But what sparked this fist fight between Palmieri and Bennett? Well, in a 2014 conversation with the Josta Show, Palmieri provided context as to how the beef between him and Bennett began and how it escalated. Regarding his past beef with Bennett and their fist fight, the Amir frontman shares the following via the PRP, quote, "Here's really how that played out from the top, as short as I can make it, is we were cool. Literally, he would come to our shows and like mosh. He thought we were dope. We were fans. We're still fans now, just to put it out of the way. I still dig the band and, cool guys and everything. But the relationship went from like us being cool to hearing him talk shit about us. I'm not the kind of person to run my mouth about really anybody ever, especially if I don't have a reason to. That's just how I am. But anyways, everywhere I went, oh, Vince said this about you. And I was like, yeah, really? Don't care. And then they had written a song which everyone was like, yo, that song is about you guys, like 110%. And so, I was like, okay, I'm going to basically get on your level and top you and just completely dish you even harder. And I did it by mentioning a fellatio experience with his now current wife. That's where the lyric came from. And so it comes from a personal place for me. So to me, it's like, if you're offended by that, you're just looking for a reason to get riled up. And truthfully, you're just that bored. That's the long story short, and now we're cool. And when we see each other, we say what's up. I left the part out. We did get into a fist fight at Northern Lights around the same time the album had dropped, and I have a scar on my nipple from it and everything, but I won't get into that. The lyric Palmieri is referring to is the line, "Ask your girl what my dick tastes like," which is a line from their song R2 Deep Throat and appears on Amir's Keep Calm t-shirt. Following Palmieri's context of the beef, Jamie Josta asked him if the fight has helped bring in more record sales or a higher profile. To this, the frontman provides, quote, "Here's the thing I think that we both gained from it. The hype and the tension, because it just built and built and built. And when we actually fought, it was like the biggest thing ever. Like, oh my God, it really happened." And, people still rap about it now. But honestly, I think at this point, it's kind of mellowed out and people don't really associate us as much as they used to. Mostly because, like I said, we squashed the beef and everyone knows that, so it's kind of become a dead subject. I don't know if I'm ranting in the wrong direction, but yeah, we're totally cool with those guys. I think that looking back, I think we could have made a more positive thing out of it if we were really smart, but we were really stupid and decided to fight. But you live and learn, and we were both younger. I really wish I had been smart enough at the time to link up with him and be like, yo, man, let's blow this up and make it bigger and bigger and bigger. But, whatever, it got real for a second and whatever, things like that happened, end quote. So at the time that Palmieri was having this conversation with Josta, Amir and the Acacia Strain had a tour in the works together, making for a solid indication that the two frontmen had moved on from their beef. So
that's crazy.
There's fist fights, there's nipple scars, and
nipple scar. Yeah, that's kind of. So when you bite him on his nipple or something.
I don't know. I don't know. He left the details of that out. So
that's probably why.
Probably. So that's everything that I had.
Did you see that story too about, was it the guitarist for Duran Duran was saying something about his bodyguard beat the shit out of Vince Gill one time? I was like,
yep. I did see that.
I was like, wow.
I saw it and I read it because I thought about bringing it up, but the recollection of the whole event was like so short. I was like,
yeah, it was.
I was like, we could probably just save that for headlines. But yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, I was like, I don't even think I'll put it down for a headline, but I'll just kind of.
Yeah, but yeah, I did see that.
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Right, in other headlines, or as my dyslexia, called it to me and typing my me headlines. I hate when that happens. But anyway, Max Cavalera says no new Soulfly music before 2025. So if you're looking for that, you're gonna have to wait a little longer. Exodus's Gary Holt says lip syncing is bad, but backing tracks can be cool if they are used to fill up the sound. Not sure what he kind of means by fill up. Maybe I don't know. Like I said, I don't understand the whole backing track like beef that everybody has with that. To me, I feel like that's been I feel like that's been kind of used for a long time. I think Motley Crue tried to like get out of that a little bit whenever they took the girls on tour with them. That for like Dr. Feelgood and Girls songs and stuff. They had like the little backing tracks with the women.
Yeah.
And I think they took the two women on tour with them to keep from doing backing tracks. But I think at some point you have to do something similar to that just to get the song over, because if you're used to seeing, you know, somebody doing a little part in a song that's not there, then I mean it's kind of like
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know. Yeah, I mean I guess it could have its good and bad things, I guess. So of course,
It,
and it seems like every week somebody's going to point out one way or the other. So
yeah, it really kind of it really kind of all comes down to balance, really.
mm,
You know, how much are you using them and when and what for? Like,
mm,
because like I say, if there's a vocalist who's up there and he's literally just lip syncing to the words, I don't really think that's a great thing either, like Gary Holt said. But or if you're like watching somebody play and he puts his hand up or something like that to address the crowd, like, and you can still hear his instrument being played. Like,
yeah.
oh, come on, man. But I mean, if it's just like, I think but if it's like a sound effect that was on the album and they want to play that particular sound effect in a song live, like you say, like you said, like the Motley Crue thing. But if there's something that was like, if it's like a spoken word part from a movie
Right.
that they included on a studio album and they want to use that either like as a lead into the song, or if
Well,
it's
Metallica uses the stuff from the Johnny Gets His Gun movie
yeah,
for
for
one.
one,
Yeah,
yeah.
they do that
And
all the time. So.
yeah, and they use the Ecstasy of Gold, which was part of the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. They've been using
About
that
the
as
movie,
the
yeah.
in as they've been using that as the intro to their set for years.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I say, I think it all comes down to balance. I mean, as a concert goer, I don't think you really want backing tracks taking the place of the actual
Well,
physical
no.
performance itself. But it's like
Well, I think
everything.
that's what he's saying. Like if it's there to fill in,
Sure,
then yeah. But
yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't want I wouldn't want Steve Souza up there just moving his lips to a recording of his own voice, and I sure as hell wouldn't want a guitar player like Gary Holt just up there, just like, okay, I'm making it look like I'm playing the guitar. So I mean,
so that kind of goes back to something I seen a while back. I didn't bring it up, but somebody was posted about Zach Wild was caught fake finger tapping to the solo in Floods on the Pantera tour, and I'm just like, but was he though? Because he already said he wasn't going to play things like Down Bags. I mean, if you was expecting him to do the solo like Down Bag, then you're probably looking at the wrong places. So,
maybe.
uh, but yeah, I don't know, but
I don't know if
I
there's
thought it was kind of weird for
if
Zach to be fake finger tapping. But I asked him, was that like fake child? But they didn't answer me. So
yeah. If there's like a video out there of him supposedly doing that, I haven't seen it. I mean, I guess I
yeah,
could look for it, but
yeah.
I
But
don't
I mean,
know.
like I said, it's it's when you come into two different types of guitarists, and he already said he can't do some of the things that Dime did because it was just something in his technique. You know what I mean? So he's trying to do his own technique, but keep the Pantera sound. So,
Yeah.
and, which kudos for him. He's doing a great job, I think. So,
From everything I've seen, he's been killing it.
all right, carry on here. Metallica is going to perform at an Elton John ceremony where he's going to receive the 2024 Gershwin Prize. So a lot of other bands were there too, I think, but Metallica stood out, of course.
Well, as far as we're concerned, yeah.
Right. Jeff Scott Sato says, "I don't think Sons of Apollo and Dream Theater can go coexist at the same time."
It'd be difficult.
Yeah, it would be. KK Downing said it's extremely unfair for Tim Ripper Owens' era Judas Priest albums to be erased.
Yes,
we totally agree with that.
absolutely.
Because, if it was such a big deal with that, I think if I was Rob, it would be better for me to go out and sing those songs just to prove I can do it better. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Than to try to be like, we're just we act like it didn't happen. Like,
Yeah.
why? I mean, it's like, as far as I'm concerned, it was two two of Priest's best albums, but uh,
Well, I mean that's definitely a debate that can be had, but I mean to completely exclude them,
mhm.
well, to try to exclude them from the band's history, because I mean people like us aren't gonna let them be forgotten, but
Well, no,
to not be able to find them like on Spotify and shit like that's not
right.
fair, because I
I
mean,
mean, I got the CDs, but
right, because I mean, let's kind of do like a little bit of an impromptu what if. There's no guarantee that if Rob Halford leaves Judas Priest and Tim Owens doesn't come in to fill in, there's no guarantee that Judas Priest is around.
right, it's true.
There's no guarantees. So for Rob to come back, which was fine, obviously, he
Probably
came home.
should be thanking him.
You would think there would be some sort of gratitude. You would think.
Anyway,
I think.
I, I mean, we both on the same page with that.
Absolutely.
I don't understand the train of thought that goes with that because we're not Rob Halford. It is what it is. Hopefully, one day we'll get it sorted out. But
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice.
I don't seem like it's going to. But who knows? I have seen where they have been playing Priest era songs from Ripper's stuff on the KK Priest tour. So
And like I say, KK and Tim,
wrote the songs. I mean,
as far as I'm concerned, they have every right to.
yep.
KK played the guitar and Tim sang the songs.
Well, I mean,
They should be able
well,
to play the damn
the
song.
the funny thing is if you're Priest, how do you stop them from doing it? Because
You can't.
well, no, the thing is if you try to stop them, then you're admitting that they exist.
Yep.
It's kind of like you're shooting yourself in the fucking
That
foot.
too.
You know, they never happened. Well, wait, you can't sing them. Like the hell, I can't. Like we wrote them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, so now you're admitting they happened because you're gonna try to keep playing it live. Like no.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. To me, you got two great bands out of the deal. Move on and keep playing music as long as you can. So, Alex Van Halen says his brother's book is a love letter to his late brother Eddie Van Halen. He said, "I was with him from day one," which, I mean,
of
obviously, course. I mean, brothers, and they were in the same band for
ever
40 years. So,
yeah.
Going on 50, I guess, probably.
Would have been.
Nightwish completes their work on their 10th studio album, so look forward to that probably sometime this year. Ronnie James Dio 2024 Rock for Ronnie benefit concert to be held at Woodland Hills on May 19th from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. So if you're in that area, I want to check that out. There you go. Sepultura's Andreas Kisser celebrates 4 years of sobriety. Congratulations.
That's a big one.
That's awesome. This is one was a friend of the show. Well, he's been on the show. Great White Smart Kindle on the new singer Brett Carlisle said he just goes out there and totally handles it every night. So Brett's a young man that we met at the Rockin' Pod last year. And really down to earth guy. He's strong vocals too.
Yeah, very humble kid.
Yeah, he is a humble kid. Like, you would think the stardom would go to his head, singing for a big band like Great White, but he kind of says he grew up on it, so he kind of knew a lot of that stuff. So it's cool that he gets to share the stage with a lot of the greats from the '80s there. So Simone Simon says a new Epica album to be released in 2025. So that's what I'm saying. Like we're in March and we're already talking about albums in 2025, man. Like crazy.
It's like slow down, Jesus.
Lamb of God's Mark Morton partners with String Joy on signature string set. So check those out if you're a guitar player want to get some Mark Morton strings there. A young dime bag looking fan shared the stage with Pantera to sing "Fucking Hostile."
I saw that.
Oh, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nimic reunite for anniversary shows after 18 years. So this is cool that I see. We've seen this a lot. Like to say metal's dead is fucking you're an idiot.
Yeah.
I mean you're talking about bands that are coming out from 18 year, 20 year, 30, even a 34-year hiatus on one we seen a couple of weeks back.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what? 34 years? Like, but it's crazy to see like if it's going down, people wouldn't be reuniting to do things. I mean, Pretty cool. Pretty cool time to be in, I think. Foo Fighters chose Idols as support after the band made them a puzzle. So,
Okay.
that's pretty funny. Cancer Christ and Squid Pisser guitarist Tommy Meehan joins Guar as Grodius Maximus.
I saw that. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Revocation is in the studios, so we can see some of that maybe this year or next year. Exodus pushes their studio time back to May, so we may not get an Exodus album this year, or we may get one later in the year. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
And then last but not least, Jesse Leach said he is done with his vocal sessions for Killswitch Engage's new album. So
Yep.
usually when the vocals are landed, it's pretty close to being released. So
Yeah.
I think it's one of the last things most bands do. So
probably just got to do the mixing and mastering.
oh
and
yeah,
then,
mix and master. So you're probably talking June, July maybe. So that'd be pretty cool.
yeah, that would be ideal.
Yeah, looking good for albums.
That would be ideal.
Actually, there was a couple of big albums that came out. I don't know if I was just zoning out when you were listening to them last week or what. When I was like looking through them this week, I'm just like, wait, New Year's Day was on there. I'm just like, yeah, hell, I just missed that totally. It's like,
yeah, okay. Ministry and New Year's Day came out this week.
I think Ministry was out.
Yeah,
which I've listened to a little bit. That's not too bad.
Yep.
All right, I guess that will take us into hitting the road. I just have a festival to talk about, and then I'll let Chris take over and go through the list. There was a pretty good bit of stuff there, but
yeah, it wasn't too bad.
I wanted to make sure I got the festival side since I used it. I think when we started this, that was kind of my portion of hitting the road. So, organizers of this year's Aftershock Festival in California have confirmed this year's lineup, and it's enormous. The 4-day festival, due to be held at Discovery Park in Sacramento on October 10th through the 13th, will be headlined by Slayer, Slipknot, Iron Maiden, and Motley Crue. So that's a pretty hefty lineup there. So just those 4 bands. So.
Yeah.
For Slayer, who announced their return to the stage this year's Louder in Life Festival weeks ago, the Aftershock performance will be the band's only West Coast show in 2024, while Iron Maiden will be playing their only U.S. festival show this year. Other bands confirmed for the upper reaches of the bill include Pantera, Five Finger Death Punch, Judas Priest, Disturbed, Evanescence, Breaking Benjamin, Stained, Fallen in Reverse, Till Lindemann, Rise Against, Hellstorm, and Seether. Get ready, Sacramento, says Danny Wimmer of promoters DWP. This is the biggest Aftershock lineup we've ever curated, and the largest rock and metal festival ever put together in California. See you in October, unless I see you in May. We couldn't be more excited that Sacramento has become synonymous with the largest rock festival on the West Coast, and adds Visit Sacramento president and CEO Mike Testa. The city is ready to welcome fans for 4 days, packed with more than 130 bands and unforgettable live experiences. The list of 130 bands across 5 stages for the first time was completed by Dropkick Murphys, Flogging Molly, Mastodon, Anthrax, Architects, Tom Morello, Cypress Hill, Ministry, Darren Malakian, and Scars on Broadway, Skillet, Seven Dust, Tech Nine, Insane Clown Posse, Static X, Clutch, Body Count, Lorna Shore, Highly Suspect, Poppy, Grandson, Nothing More, POD, Filter, Eagles of Death Metal, Cold Chamber, Code Orange, Ginger, Bad Wolves, Shadows Fall, Fear Factory, Sleeping with Sirens, Juliette Lewis and the Licks, and Marky Ramone plays the Ramones classics. We're not done yet. Drain, City Morgue, Seosin, LS Dunes, Bad Flower, Pup, Rival Sons, Military Gun, Hawthorne Heights, Bayside, Giovanni and the Hired Guns, Show Me the Body, Whitechapel, From Ashes of New, The Warning, Set It Off, Resort, Fugitive, Better Lovers, Drug Church, Biohazard, Joey Valance and Bray, Tim Montana, Vended, The Chisel, The Armed, Soul Glow, Let Your Soul Glow. I'm sure that's not High Vis, Narrowhead, I See Stars, Bob Villain, Jail, Holding Absence, Touche Amore, Citizen Soldier, New Year's Day, Drowning Pool, Alien Ant Farm, Orgy, Edema, Power Man 5000, and Taproot will also be performing. And there's Local H, Head PE, Moonshine Bandits, CKY, Brutus, Alien Weaponry, Oxymorons, Bell of Maya, Lilith Zar. Man, that just, That's
That's
a
a tough one.
it is a tongue twister,
That's
dude.
a
It's just
tough
like
one.
they did it on purpose.
I think they did.
Holy Fawn, drugs, horror, Il Nino, Winona Fighter, Slothrust, hemorrhage, nerve, damnage, Jarris Johnson, any given sin, Deadlands, Mike's Dead, self deception, low spirit, Jaeger Bonham, uh, Dead Poet Society, Point North, Like a Storm, Teen Mortgage, Chickasaw Youth, The Funeral Portrait, Black Mount, Capitol Theater, Descartes, A Kant, Low Lives, Straight Jacket, Blame My Youth, Casket, Silly Goose, Reach NYC, TX2, Royal Lynn, Butterside, and Gozu. Whew, that's a mouthful. Last year's festival was headlined by Guns N' Roses, Tool, Avenged Sevenfold, and Korn, and was attended by 160,000 fans. Tickets and VIP passes for Aftershock 2024 are on sale now. So check that out. There you go. I'm still planning on going to the one day up there just to see Slayer in Kentucky, but
Yeah.
it's not too bad. I think it was like I don't remember what she said it was. It wasn't horrible though. So.
Yeah.
Not for everything you'd see for one day, I guess. I think it's like 120 or $30 a piece or something.
No, that's not bad.
No, I mean, and plus you could drive there and drive back. So.
Yep. That could be a day trip. All right. My contribution to Hitting the Road this week for the week of the 24th through the 1st, starting off at the PRP.com like usual, Necrogoblicon and Flesh Hoarder have announced an April mini tour. 3 dates in April: April 4th in San Antonio, Texas at the Aztec, April 5th in Baton Rouge, Louisiana at Chelsea's Live, and April 6th in Birmingham, Alabama at Workplay. As I Lay Dying, Chelsea Grin, and Entheos have announced a summer U.S. tour starting July 9th in Santa Cruz, California at the Catalyst, finishing August 10th in San Diego, California at the Observatory North Park. POD, Bad Wolves, Norma Jean, and Blind Channel are going out starting April 26th in Phoenix, Arizona at the Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater, finishing June 2nd in Dallas, Texas at the So What Music Festival. Carnival is going on a European and UK tour. No word yet on the openers. Starting June 13th in Interlaken, Switzerland at Greenfield, finishing June 29th in Valkenburg, Netherlands at the Midsummer Prague Festival. Asking Alexandria, Memphis Mayfire, The Word Alive and Nerve, going out starting April 12th in San Antonio, Texas at the Aztec Theater, finishing May 18th in Tempe, Arizona at the Marquee Theater. Memphis Mayfire, The Word Alive and Nerve have some Asking Alexandria tour off-date shows. April 11th in Dallas at the Lava Cantina at the Colony. March 19th. That's weird. That's out of order. This is a screenshot. March 19th in Pensacola, Florida at the Vinyl Music Hall. April 20th in Orlando, Florida at the Beecham. May 2nd in Chicago at the Bottom Lounge. Whores are going on a U.S. tour with Venus Twins appearing at select dates, starting March 30th in Chicago at the Forever Deaf Fest 5, finishing June 22nd in Frederick, Maryland at the Maryland Doom Fest. Necrogoblicon, Hunt the Dinosaur, Immortal Guardian, and Squid Pisser are going on a spring tour starting May 4th in Chico, California at Senator, finishing May 17th in Las Vegas at the House of Blues. Mudvayne have announced some spring shows. May 8th in Daytona Beach, Florida at Welcome to Rockville. May 11th in Grantville, Pennsylvania at the Hollywood Casino at Penn National Race Course featuring 0936, Hero the Hero, and A Killer's Confession. May 15th in Milwaukee, Wisconsin at the Rave featuring POD, Hero the Hero, and A Killer's Confession. May 16th in Columbus, Ohio at the Sonic Temple Art and Music Festival, and May 18th in Mashantucket, Connecticut at the Foxwoods Resort Casino featuring POD, Hero the Hero, and A Killer's Confession. Power Trip has announced 2 more reunion shows, July 6th in Dallas, Texas at the Factory in Deep Ellum featuring Ceremony, Frozen Soul, Mill Spec, and Tyrant's Might, and August 24th in New York, New York at the Knockdown Center featuring Ceremony, Frozen Soul, Public Acid, and The Final Agony. Abbott, Imperial Triumphant, and Final Gasp are going on a North American tour starting May 9th in Quebec City, Quebec at Theatre Capitole, finishing May 26th in Baltimore, Maryland, the Maryland Death Fest, No Imperial Triumphant. The Callous Dow Boys are going on a headlining run of the UK in June, with Cauldron appearing on the non-festival dates. June 12th in Bristol, England at the Exchange. June 13th in London, England at the Downstairs at the Dome. June 14th in Donington, England at the Download Festival, and June 14th in Glasgow, Scotland at the Garage Attic. Soil, Head PE, and the Union Underground are going on a UK tour. Yeah, is this 2001?
Right.
Starting November 5th in Bristol, England at the O2 Academy, finishing November 16th in Southampton, England at the 1865. Arch, Spire, Aborted, Carcosa, and Alluvial are going on a North American tour starting May 31st in Edmonton, Alberta at the Midway Music Hall, finishing June 30th in Vancouver, British Columbia at the Vogue Theatre. Alpha Wolf, The Devil Wears Prada, Invent, Animate, and Throne are going on an Australian tour starting August 1st in Perth at Magnet House, finishing August 10th in Brisbane at the Tivoli. Saliva, Drowning Pool, and Any Given Sunday are going on a U.S. tour. What is this, 2001? Starting April 4th in Joliet, Illinois at the Forge, finishing April 14th in Pineville, Missouri at the Tall Pines Distillery. The Black Dahlia Murders, Suffocation, and Chemist have announced a trio of French and German shows. June 24th in Nuremberg, Germany at Hirsch, June 25th in Lille, France at the Black Lab, and June 28th in Lindau, Germany at Club Vaudeville. Chemist will not be at that show. Drain, Terror, and End It All are going on a North American tour. Buckle up here. Scowl, Angel Dust, Twitching Tongues, H20, Haywire, Trail of Lies, Madball, Regurgitate, King 9, MAD, Dead Heat, Cosmic Joke, Slugger, and Mind Force will be appearing at select dates on various lineups. Starting May 11th in Daytona Beach, Florida at Welcome to Rockville, finishing June 15th in Santa Cruz, California at the Santa Cruz Civic Auditorium. They will be in Nashville on June 4th at Brooklyn Bowl. The Fall of Troy will be going on a spring tour playing Phantom on the Horizon in its entirety. No word yet on the openers. Starting April 4th in Houston, Texas at the Last Concert Cafe. Finishing April 13th in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania at the Preserving Underground. They will be in Nashville on April 8th at Eastside Bowl. Wheel is going to be busy coming this year. They have an Australian tour with Caligula's Horse, starting April 25th in Melbourne at Max Watts, April 26th in Camperdown at Manning Bar, and April 27th in Newstead at the Triffid. Then they're going on a North American tour, no word yet on the opener, starting May 2nd in Orlando, Florida at the Conduit, finishing on May 25th in Seattle at Barboza. Then they're going on a European tour, no word yet on the openers for that, starting October 31st in Tampere, Finland at Olympia, finishing December 13th, 2024 in Stockholm, Sweden at the Nalen Club. Over at blabbermouth.net, Sebastian Bach has announced a solo tour starting February 29th through the 7th of March in Orlando, Florida at the 80s Cruise 2024, so that has already departed, finishing June 29th in San Diego, California at the House of Blues. From Ashes to New, Point North, Eco, Fix, and Elijah, the last three are rappers, going on a U.S. tour, starting April 30th in Albany, New York at Empire Live, finishing September 27th in Louisville at Louder Than Life. That's From Ashes to New only. There is a Tennessee date, no Nashville date, but they will be in Chattanooga at the Signal on May 13th. So that's going to do it for Hitting the Road from the 24th through the 1st.
Yeah, and I was going to say, this may be the only time that you would hear Squid Pisser twice in the shows.
Right. Yeah.
He read that. I'm like, really? Like,
mm-hmm.
Oh man, it's crazy. Yeah. As you know, we didn't have a theme of the week last week,
right?
Because of this is this week's new metal playlist.
Yeah.
So if you want to check that out, some new stuff came out and dropped today. So there you go.
A lot of good stuff on there.
Yeah, I try to like. There's two that drop, and then I try to take the best out of the two to combine into one. Unless I see something that we know about that didn't show up on either one of them for some reason, which has happened, but very rarely. But yeah, so I try to take the best of both and
sure
mix it up to where it's a little bit of stuff for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
There's death metal, there's Slaughter to Prevail's new tracks on there. So
I need to check that one out yet. I saw that it came out. I haven't listened to it yet.
Yeah, which like I said, they're an acquired taste. They're not.
Sure.
Would I walk away if I was at a festival and seen them live? Probably not. I'd probably sit there and listen to it just because it's Slaughter to Prevail.
Yeah. And I know that Rage had a new single come out. I
Rage had
think
a new single. Yeah, it's on
2 days
there.
ago. I think it was 2 days ago.
Yep, it's on
28th, I
there.
think it was.
It's on there. A lot of the stuff, like I know some of the stuff from the album reviews that we're going to do is going to be on there. Bruce
Yep.
Dickinson's new stuff's on there.
I need to listen to
Firewind.
that.
On the New Year's Day, Not Loose's new single was on there.
Yeah.
And our friends from Accept's new single, Humanoid, is on there.
Oh,
So,
it's a good song.
yeah. As of aforementioned, Born of Osiris,
Yep.
Attila had a new single come out. Demon Hunter.
Oh, I forgot about the new Demon
Yeah,
Hunter.
a
Yep.
lot of stuff. Oh, they went deep dark with this damn track. And I was like, whoa. I said, are you sure? I had to look twice. I said, did I pick the wrong song? This is Demon Hunter. Damn, y'all done went back way back. That shit.
Yeah.
And of course, some Infected Rain and Doro had some stuff off of their recent album.
Mm-hmm.
Peace. I want to make sure we get that all out there. So, but good stuff. There's if you missed the one last one, all of our playlists are there. So if you get into one, you can definitely go into another. So.
Oh yeah, there's plenty to listen to.
All right. Anyway, this week's theme of the week was win or lose. I think I got the losing end of that, but
I was gonna say, I hope you didn't do lose.
no, I got the losing end of it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, I made do. So I think I wound up at like 15. So
that's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad. Some of the ones came kind of to me. I knew some songs, so I couldn't remember the exact name of the songs. I guess kind of thing is. So I was having to put in and search a little bit, and then I ran into some stuff that I didn't know about. So there we go. So, anyway, so I kicked mine off with Armored Saint, Win Hands Down, from the Win Hands Down album in 2015. Then went with Plush, Will Not Win, from their self-titled album Plush in 2021. Then went Blaze Bailey, Will to Win, from Blood and Belief 2004. Then went with Doro, Always Live to Win, from Fight 2013. Then went to Stick to Your Guns, A World to Win, from Spectre 2022. Motorhead, Live to Win, from Ace of Spades 1980. Exodus, Heads They Win, Tails You Lose, Impact is Imminent 1990. I guess I could have went either way.
Mm-hmm.
Running Wild, Win or Be Drowned, from Pile of Skulls 1992.
Yeah.
Signum Regis, Quitters Never Win, from Chapter 4, The Reckoning 2023. Twisted Sister, I Will Win, from Feel Appeal, Love Is for Suckers Extras, and they released that in 2021. Love Is for Suckers is a 1987 album, so that you know how long they held on to those extras.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Damn. Then I went with Megadeth Victory, because, of course, if you're victorious, you win. So,
yep.
From Euthanasia 1994. Then I went with Nina Strauss featuring Dorothy Victorious, Call of the Wild 2023. Then I went with Arch Enemy, A Fight I Must Win, from Will to Power 2017.
Nice.
Then I went with Flotsam and Jetsam, Win, Lose, or Dead, Unnatural Selection 1999. And then last but not least, I went with Nothing More, Tired of Winning, from Spirits 2022.
Not bad at all. Yeah, I stayed away from that Exodus song on purpose.
I sent a few, and I was just like, probably just need to. If it don't come up, then we can add them in. But
oh yeah, we can definitely do that. But so I did have the lose part, which is fine. I ended up with 19, so definitely not bad.
good list.
Yeah, leading off with Silence of the Defeat by Blackening off Order of Chaos from 2014. Then I had Lost by Death Angel off The Evil Divide from 2016. I had Not All Who Wander Are Lost by Devil Driver off The Last Kind Words from 2007. Then I had Secret Loser by Ozzy Osbourne off The Ultimate Sin from 1986. Then I had Agony of Defeat by Sepultura off Quadra from 2020. Then I had Lost by Creator off the Scenarios of Violence compilation from 1996. The song did originally appear on their Cause for Conflict album in 1995, but that album is not on Spotify.
Oh, well, there you go.
Right. So I did find it on a compilation. So, I still have it. So then I had Lost by Nevermore off The Politics of Ecstasy from 1996. Then I had Losing Faith by Arch Enemy off Black Earth from 1996. That is actually pre-Angela Gossow Arch Enemy.
Oh, wow.
Yep. That's Johann Leva for those scoring at home. Then I had Losing My Insanity by Dio off of Magica from 2000. Then I had Losing My Humanity by Cobra and the Lotus off Prevail 2 from 2018. Then I had Losing My Senses by Megadeth off The World Needs a Hero from 2001. Hang on a second. And then I had Losing More Than You Have Ever Had by Accept off of Balls to the Wall 1983. Then I had What I'm Missing, because if you're missing something, you've lost it, by Overkill off of Bloodletting from 2000. This one was interesting, and I usually don't do this, but I never heard it before. I heard it, and I liked it, and it fit, so I included it. Losing My Religion by Trivium off Vengeance Falls from 2013, and it is a cover of the REM song, and they made it metal, so they made it better. They picked up the tempo a little bit, and it turned out really well. So I liked it. So it fit. So it's on there. Then you'll like this. Follow me on these next three: Hail Mary by Testament off of Low from 1994. Game Over by Machine Head off Bloodstone and Diamonds from 2014. You Lost by Ectomorph, Aggressor from 2015. Yep. You throw a Hail Mary.
Yep.
You lost the game. The game is over, and you lost. So I may have kind of reached a little bit there, but I thought it was fun.
Actually, just thought of a couple more to add in there. So.
Nice. Then number 18, I had The Hope Is Gone by Angelus Apatrida off The Call from 2012, because obviously if something's gone, you lost it.
Mm-hmm.
Then last but not least, Lose My Mind by Disarray off their EP Born to Overcome from 2020. They are a thrash / southern metal band from Dixon, Tennessee.
Who was that again?
Disarray.
It's like I've heard of those guys.
Yeah. So I'd never heard of them before. So I kind of saw it doing my research, and I saw that they were from Dixon. I was like, well, let's check this out. And I was like, oh shit, that's actually pretty good. So it's going on the list. So
nice.
To quote Chris Jericho, you just made the list.
Yeah, a little hometown flavor.
Yeah. So Tennessee has shown up one good and one bad this week. So
yeah. All right.
So yeah, we'll get that list collaborated and compiled and sent on over to Spotify before the end of the weekend. So another 30 plus song list in the offering, so not too bad at all.
Okay. All right, so this we will get over to our albums of the week. I actually got an album and an EP in this week, so
well, look at you go.
Yeah, well, I mean, so look forward to me doing a little bit more of that during the week too, because while I'm at work, I'm able to put my headphones on and listen to whatever. So
right.
So I was like, I told Susie, I said, why am I not like listening to albums while I'm here and like doing the reviews? Like I have no idea why. So I started doing that last week. That's why I got a couple in last week.
Yeah,
just because I was listening to them at work. So kind of writing down a little bit of here and there, and then. Actually, I think I may have did the whole review at work. I don't even remember. I may have did it during my break or something.
Yeah, during your break. Yeah, sure you did.
Hey, for all accounts and purposes, that to protect myself.
That's right. Yeah,
it was on my break.
Yeah, you can't prove it.
Anyway, the album I picked was by band Oxygen. The album was A New Dawn. So not a lot I could find on this band, honestly. So it's kind of odd, but I did find out they were a 4-piece contemporary metal band from Spain. Don't know members. I didn't find anything on that. So this is their debut release. 7 songs, 33 minutes, 58 seconds. I would say I had a good combination of cleans and screams in here. Guitar work was phenomenal. Some of the solos really stood out on this album. Drumming was great too. It all flowed really well. The only thing is that there were a few moments I felt like the cleans were a little off pace from where the instruments were.
Oh yeah,
that kind of makes any sense. I feel like
it does.
They were still fast paced, and then the I felt like maybe that the singing was at a level to where I felt like the instrumental should have dipped a little bit to try to give him the power range there, but it just kept kind of flowing. I'm just like. That's a little weird, but Like I said, maybe that'll grow on me though. I don't know. You know how that stuff is. It kind of like after a while, you kind of like, yeah, okay, I kind of get it now. But just after a pass or two, you don't really pick up on those things. So,
Sure.
but I'm gonna give it 3.5 horns. So, yeah. And then I listened to an EP called from a band called Alienist. It was a love hate EP. They are from Wollongong, Australia. Wollongong. I don't know where that's at, but okay. Their current lineup is Lachlan Forsberg on vocals, Damon Renez on guitars, Anthony Vella on guitars, Chris Olaf on bass, and then Jake Seeley on drums. They have released a few singles between 2021 and this EP, but this is like their only like release as far as albums go.
Okay.
This is their first of any kind. So it's a 5 song, 19 minutes, 6 seconds, very fast paced. There are some moments of tapering off, but like I said, that was just a moment. So, so it's a little. I kind of like put it in a realm of like an I Prevail maybe, where they kind of like they're like dip a little bit for the melodic stuff, and then bam, they're right back into
Right.
the fast paced instrumental stuff. So vocals were really well done. They're going back and forth with clean screens and even had little gutturals in there. That was all really well filtered in, I think. Like I said, instrumentally was fast paced. I actually think the band's more similar to like a Born of Osiris or Ghost Inside kind of with
Okay.
everything. So I have a feeling this EP will be in the top five probably at the end of the year. So it's an easy 4 horn for me.
Nice.
Uh,
Very nice.
so Extinction AD challenge was accepted. So
Oh, okay. All right.
not sure it was as good as that yet, but
I was about to say, we'll see about
they're,
that.
they're definitely going to be in the conversation. I think. So.
At least throwing their hat into the ring there.
Oh
So.
yeah, oh yeah.
All right. All right. My album review this week is Conjurers of Cruelty by Devastator. They are a black/thrash metal band formed in Derby, England in 2017. Their lyrical themes are blasphemy and anti-religion. So, you basically know what you're going to get from these guys. They are a quartet consisting of Thomas Collings on bass and vocals, Jack Scarlett on drums, Richard Bateman on lead guitar, and Christopher Whitehurst on rhythm guitar. This is their second LP. Their debut LP, Baptized in Blasphemy, came out in 2020. The version of the album I listened to today was 10 songs, 44 minutes and 15 seconds. There is apparently a special edition out there with 2 extra songs.
Oh okay.
I did not get that version, so I just got the 10 songs. Um, this album kind of caught me off guard a little bit. I did catch their lead single Black Witchery last night on Spotify, so I kind of knew what to expect a little bit. But having said that, I was still surprised a little bit. The opening track, Beyond the Gate, was a 1 minute and 6 second intro that kind of felt to me like it could have been like a version of the Undertaker's entrance music.
Oh wow. Okay.
It was real dark and had those church
Eerie.
bells and everything. It was like it had a real ominous feel to it. So I was like, damn, I could have seen the Undertaker coming out to this. I could have, especially during his Ministry of Darkness days.
Oh yeah.
Would have been really good for that. But then the title track was the intro was the lead in to the second track, which was the title track, which was really really well done. The entire album musically was the thrash part. The black metal part came from the vocal style. The funny thing about the vocal style is it was the black metal guttural style, but they weren't clean gutturals if that makes any sense at all. What I mean by that is it was almost like Thomas Collings recorded his guttural vocals with a sore throat, and he basically sounded raspy throughout the
Need a cough drop.
album. Yeah, like he needed a Halls or a Ricola or something.
Yeah.
But
Then you sound like Tiny Tim.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. But but the combination of his vocals, like the raspiness aside,
Mhm.
it blended really well. His gutturals got a little bit less clean, and I'm talking about from like the coherent aspect. His gutturals got a little less clean as the album went along. As far as gutturals go, as far as like being able to comprehend them, it wasn't bad. So, which I maybe just, I don't know if it's me or if I'm just kind of developing an ear for it. I seem to be having an easier and easier time
Mhm.
understanding a lot more of these
Yeah.
guttural bands. So I may be developing an ear for it.
I think we both kind of was on that same page a couple weeks ago. We were talking about that. So
Yes, I mean I may be developing an ear for it, which is good because
yeah,
I've never really shied away from death metal because of the gutturals, but it is kind of nice to be able to, you know, figure out what the hell they're singing about a little more often. So that actually helps with the enjoyment of the album. The the best part of the album, as far as like the drums, the guitars, and the vocals, the guitar work was the best part.
mhm.
And that's really where the thrash metal aspect of this album comes in. The guitar work was outstanding from start to finish. The last track, well, track 10 for the last track for me, Rabid Morbid Death had it was the longest song, was like almost 8 minutes, but it really had an up tempo aspect and a different groove to it that kind of set it apart from all the other songs. So it was kind of like a nice little kind of curveball I wasn't expecting right at the end of the album there. So all in all, I'm going to give this one 3.5 horns out of 5.
Okay. Yeah.
It was enjoyable.
Like I said, the gutturals don't bother me as much as that damn tin can drum does. Man,
I get you.
I think that's the thing that bothers me the worst. Like, if I
Yeah.
ever hear that, I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah. Well, and like I've said before, death metal goes, there's that one particular drum line that I cannot stand, that the sound that you're talking about, I totally get it, but for some reason there's one drum line that gets used repeatedly in death metal, and every time I hear it I just go, god damn it, because I hate it. I hate it. It's not a bad drum line. It's not a bad
It's just overused.
It is way overused, and I wish bands would move away from it. So it kind of makes me cringe when I hear it. But and it was on this album a couple of times, but I mean I wouldn't say they went too far. So I mean I'm not gonna like knock them down. I'm not gonna like penalize them for that. But it was in there. I just kind of wish it would maybe go away a little bit, but I mean it is what it is. I mean, as long as you're not using it in every song, I mean, I guess I try not to hold it against bands too
Right.
much, but when I'm kind of like you with like a certain quirk, it's like, oh, hate it. It's like nails on a chalkboard kind of. But you know, beggars and choosers kind of at that point. So
Man, so what we got going on for
well,
next week?
next week, man, we got a couple of heavy hitters for next week. So for this coming Friday, March 8th, leading off with Four Band with Sanatorium, Agonista with Gray and Dry, which is the opposite of what the weather was today. It was
Yeah.
gray and wet. Alterium with Of War and Flames, Andri with Skies, Apogean with Cyber Strictive, Art House Fatso with Sycophantic Seizures, a double feature, Before the Dawn with Archaic Flame, that's an EP. We have Besotten and Funerelic with Abyssal Synodality, that's a split EP. So it's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah.
Beyond the Hate with Darkest Times, Bite the Hand with Brutal by Design, that's an EP. We have Cell Press with Cages, Chate Royale with Mick Torres Plays Too Fucking Loud, Curse the Kings with Feral Earth. We have Defrime with Starkiller, that's an EP. Discernment with To Leave. Domain with Life's Cold Grasp. Early Moods with A Sinner's Past. Ecclesia with Ecclesia Militans. The End Machine with The Quantum Phase. Ex-Hoarder with Defectum Omnium, that's one I'm definitely going to listen to.
Mhm.
Floya with Yume. Full Tone Generator with Refuge of Sinners. Goat Major with Ritual. Gost with Prophecy. Gray Skies Fallen with Molded by Broken Hands, Hyges with Stuck on Common Ground, Hold Liturgia with Arcana et Tenebram, Howitzer with Sentinel Beast, I Am the Intimidator with a self-titled album, Isonortal with Requiem for Irene.
Mm-hmm.
Judas Priest with Invincible Shield, so that is the main event for next week.
Mm-hmm.
Kalevra with Aneric, Kill the Lights with Death Melodies,
Mm-hmm.
Kim Gordon with The Collective, Collapse with AR, La Menace with Erebus, that's an EP, Lydirk with Profane Mysterium, Magafa with Rotting Away, Merrimack with Of Grace and Gravity, Midas Fall with Cold Waves Divide Us, Midnight with Hellish Expectations, Misophonia with Devoid of Peace, Molten with Malicide, Moon Noises with She, The Void, Mutilated by Zombies with Scenes from the Afterlife, My Wrath with Karma, Nick Johnson with Child of Bliss, None with Alive in San Jose, No Worth of Man with What's Your Damage, that's an EP, Observers with The Age of the Machine Entities, Pantheus with Kings Must Die, Purest Form with the self-titled EP, Puterion with Quindecennial Horror, that's an EP, Romano Nervosa, so I'll get it right in a second, From Villarosa to Rotterdam, Sehan with Blood Shall Be Paid, Shaddam with Through Darkness Towards Enlightenment, Skeletal Remains with Fragments of the Ageless, Slime Lord with, for fuck's sake, Chytridomycosis Relinquished, Sociasylum with Harmony of Discordance, that's an EP, Sonata Arctica with Clear Cold Beyond, Sweet Teeth, First in Line, Statues and Gas with Honor Rolls of Hits, that's a split album, Too Close to Touch with For Keeps, True and True with Back into Quiet, that's an EP, Turbulence with Binary Dream, Valhalla Awaits with Perdition, that's an EP, Vicinity with 8, and Vlad in Tears with Relapse. So,
Lengthy list there too. So
mm-hmm.
There's a lot of hitters, and there's like at least 4 or 5 big hitters in there. So
Skeletal Remains, Sonata Arctica. Shit, what was the other? Exhorter, Judas Priest, Kill the Lights. So yeah.
Before the Dawn. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Before the Dawn. Yep.
Pretty big hitters in there. So.
Yeah.
Just trying to see if there's anything.
Definitely gonna be a good week next week.
Ooh, Dragon Force week after.
Yep.
So yeah, we're getting into the heavy hitters now. So
yeah, some of the much more established names are gonna be
starting to come out.
Starting to show up, yeah.
Cool deal.
Yep.
All right. Yeah.
Pretty much put a bow on this bad boy.
Yeah. So, like I said, if any of you guys did not catch the interview last week, that will be up on Spotify this weekend. I'm going to do my best to get around whatever's going on here. So I did a reset and everything on his laptop, so I'm not sure if that had anything to do with it or not. It could have been an update I needed or whatever is why it wasn't with the app, so why it wasn't uploading. I don't know.
Oh, that could be.
We'll I'll get it figured out. So
yep.
I got all the time in the world tomorrow, so I did all of my run-ins today, so I was like, man, I got to get stuff done tomorrow. I got stuff to do. Still doing some remodeling, so I got a lot. So far behind. I'm trying to get some of the stuff done, so I can go on vacation without having to think about it while I'm on
and enjoy it. Sure.
Yeah. Like, man, we got to get back and get this done.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want some of that shit hanging over your head while you're trying to enjoy your vacation.
Yeah. So we'll see. So, anyway, if you haven't yet, you can always check out the radio station over at stream.trulyradio.247.com /8006 there. And there is stuff always going up over there. If you follow the group, I always give you a little hint of what you're missing. So,
yep.
It's pretty amazing how some of that stuff just plays out when I look at them. It's like, damn, did all those songs really just play like this?
Yeah.
Like, man, if I had a radio station that was like a live radio station, like local, man, this thing blew the roof off anything going around here.
Yep.
But anyway, let's see here or there. Anyway, you can also check out our merch store at the metalheadsuniteusa.com. There's merch available there. like I said, hopefully we will have bigger news for you by the end of the month, or maybe we'll do it April Fools and fool
Right.
just to fuck with everybody.
Yep. Maybe.
Name it. See for real?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yep. I think we just gave it away.
yeah.
Yep. MetalheadsUniteUSA@gmail.com is our email address. Follow us on our Facebook page and our Facebook group for our members. Come on by and get a member request. We'll get you guys set up. Follow us on Twitch, on X, on Rumble, on Instagram, and on TikTok. And our YouTube page.
Yep.
Spotify, you'll find all of our playlists, the Theme of the Week playlist that Jason and I do together, and the new release playlist that Jason releases every week with all of the new music for the week.
And saying as we're getting into March, probably by the end of the month, I will be deleting all the 2023 stuff. So,
well, I mean, that just kind of makes sense at this point. So,
you see anything on that side you wanted to check out or add to your collection, probably be a good time to do that. So.
Yep.
A lot of times those things don't show up unless you like them. So.
That is true. That's true.
Yeah, 3,100 and something songs and counting on my like list.
Yep.
And there's probably not all the songs that there's probably songs missing that I don't realize aren't on there. So
probably odds are probably pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Especially with the amount of music we deal with on a weekly basis at this point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just about like older music that I probably had never added.
Yeah. That's true too.
All right. Thanks again, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the show. And like I said, if you catch us on the YouTube and all that for replays, anytime you at your own convenience, of course.
Absolutely.
So hopefully we will see you back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Absolutely.
Until then, keep those horns held high. Jump in that pit anytime you can.
Have a great week, you guys. Thank you very much.